Hey, brothers and sisters in Christ and people of YouTube. I want to talk about the aging narcissist and a few different topics. Something happened last night, and it was just it just makes me feel actually like pity, sadness for the narcissist condition. Because when they start collapsing, when their social circle starts dying, it gets pretty sad for them. They still can't admit any wrongdoing. And like last night, the narcissist was going out between 6 to 10 p.m, just out like for various periods of time, standing out the front near the road, pretending to be on her phone, and then like various periods just sitting in her car for like half an hour at a time. And I was just feeling sad. I thought, wow, is that it? Is that all you've got left? And you know, her kid's here, and I've been basically smeared that I'm dangerous and I shouldn't be around her kid, and she's left her kid in the house with me unoccupied, and she'd even left the door unlocked too. And when I went to check if on his welfare, she's actually stormed back in to lock the door, and I'm thinking, well, that's great parenting. You know, he's only 11 years of age, and while we live in a fairly safe area, it's like, what if someone jumped the fence, broke in, and just, you know, got startled and attacked him, and, you know, you just never know. But instead of being a good parent, let's just let the Xbox be the parent. Much like when he was younger and the iPhone and the iPad was his parent. Like, this person has never been a good parent, you know? They've just been chasing their vanity. Now, before, they had plenty of things to chase, but now they go chase the road and the dust on the road because nobody's waiting for them out there, you know? I'm just going to read from Proverbs chapter 7, verse 5 to about 12. That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house, in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And behold, there met him a woman with an attire of a harlot, and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn, her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. Now, God doesn't lie. You know, this is the perfect example of what happened last night. She was just lying in the corner, trying to pick something up from the side of the street, and we don't even have like a busy street, so that's how sad it was. Imagine what the neighbours think when they see a promiscuous woman just standing there in her nighttime clothes, waiting for someone. It's with a narcissist, it doesn't matter who it is. They could be the lowest hanging fruit. They could be that low that they'd be touching the ground, and she would still go for them. It's because it's something new and exciting. And I just felt pity. Like I can't be mad, I can't be bitter. I just feel sorry for this person that's all they've got in their life. Like, you know, that's how desperate they are. Like, they won't even spend time with their son. They won't go out somewhere with him. That's why the outdoor equipment I had to sell. It was just sitting there rusting for 6 months, and it's like, I told you shouldn't have bought it. Like, it was just, you know, you used the money from the joint account to buy some crap because you wanted validation from your friends, like that you're a rich person, so you let them rip you off, and it just sat there for months. And it's like, you got to set some boundaries. You can't just let a kid raise himself while you go off and do whatever else. Like, at least before, like when we were together, she had a little bit of a brain, and she'd be like, I can't just race out on the street. But at the same time, she'd be like, I have to go drop off some food to a friend, which would be, I'm just going to go cheat on you and get with another supply. She'd still do that, but when you're sitting there that desperate that nobody's calling you, so you have to hang out at night time, 10 o'clock at night, for over half an hour in your car, like, it's very sad. It just, yeah, I don't know why anyone would want to just sit out in the cold in the car like that. I want to read from Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 18 to 20. I have seen personally what it is the only beneficial and appropriate course of action for people to eat and drink and find enjoyment in all their hard work on earth during the few days of their life that God has given them, for this is their reward. To every man whom God has given wealth and possessions, He has also given him the ability to eat from them, to receive his reward, and to find enjoyment in his toil. These things are the gift of God, for he does not think much about the fleeting days of his life, because God keeps him preoccupied with the joy he derives from his activity. Now, I think this basically applies to everyone, like even the heathens, the gang stalkers, the flying monkeys. They all benefit from having a job, working hard. They'll make money, but specifically I think it's important that this really applies to a narcissist victim. You get stuck in the trauma bond, and you just want to see the best in them. You think, oh no, they've just had a bad day, or you just make excuses because you've been trained like a flying monkey to just be under their control. That they actually tell you themselves what their problem is. Oh, I've had a tough day, and then you start believing it when they're just bored of you, and they want to be with another person. But you stick around anyway, and you keep going through these cycles. And I think that's the trouble with life. We all going through cycles. Like the narcissist is on repeat. They just can't get out. They're trapped by the demons. Like sometimes they probably don't even want to go out and have sex with someone else. It's just they can't get out of their routine. Like they're just going to keep doing it because that's all they know, and that's why they can't see truth, because they're stuck in their house of lies. And it's the same for the victim. Like, you've been abused, you're so used to if I just keep the peace, things will go well for us. Like she'll start love bombing me again. We'll have a good time, as long as I just don't say anything, just as long as I keep going to work, just as long as I don't sit down on the couch ever, things will be okay, because the narcissist can never judge themselves. Like, they never do any wrong. Their judgment is always on you. And while they're so busy judging you, they can't feel guilty about all the sins they're committing with all these different people. Because let's face it, if you've got soul ties with a whole bunch of different blokes, you start feeling it. You start getting tugged in all different directions, because when you have a soul tie with someone, which is what you get when you sleep with someone, your souls actually get tied together, because God's law was, when you enter a woman, that woman becomes your wife. You cleave to her, you become one flesh. But the perversion of the devil is if you're just going on dating sites and just getting whatever you can, you're cleaving to a whole bunch of different people. And this is also why it's so dangerous for the victim of the narcissist, because you might have done all the right things, and then you sleep with a narcissist in one of those few occasions you are allowed to, and your soul gets tied to all these other people. It's like a perversion, because a man shouldn't have a soul tie with another man, and it shouldn't happen unless someone's cheating. Like it just wrecks the whole system that God designed, and it causes people to just go nuts, because a narcissist keeps getting pulled in all these different directions. Like they can't actually stop thinking about any of their supplies. Like I went to court with my narc's ex, the first husband, and she'd tell me how much of an idiot he was, how much of a bad guy he was, and she kept making the court go longer and longer. Like it went for 9 years, and I paid 50 grand of my own money to help her get through it, and I paid 2 grand for her to finally divorce him, and so that we could get married, and then they're best friends now. It's like I'm the bad guy now, and he's pulled off the shelf. He was shelved for a long time, but she's pulled him off the shelf, and she's going to play with him again, and it's just bizarro world. Like it's like most people, if they've been to court that long with someone, they would just never talk to them again. It'd just be like, well, you dragged me through all this. But it's the narcissist doing the dragging. Like it's not the other person, even though she said to me for years that, oh no, he's done all this, and she'd done all the same things to him that she did to me. Like she would show me her phone where there's a wall of text where he's saying really nasty things to her, like, and it's just a wall of it, like, and there's none of her messages in there. She's like, see, I never reply to him, but he sends me all this stuff. But I know what I know now, and she hides messages, and yeah, she hides messages on her phone, and I don't know, but if you've got an iPhone, you can't really tell that the messages are hidden. But for some reason on my Android, it'll show up all the messages someone's tried to hide. So it was then that I learnt what she was actually doing. I'd always suspected that it was something like that, because it takes two to tango. Like you don't start fighting with someone. Like someone just doesn't sit there attacking you non-stop. Like if someone starts attacking you and you're just silent, they stop, because they don't get any fuel. They're wasting their energy. But this narc would go around every couple of days, delete all the messages she sent him just so she could show me, see how much he wants me, as if to say, oh, you're lucky. You're lucky you've got me, because this guy really wants me. And it's sick. Like, it's exhausting. Imagine having to spend years going through all your old text messages, deleting 50% of them just to show people, see, I'm desirable. I'm still desirable. And it's really sad once someone's, over 40 and they haven't matured and they're still doing these things. But that's the aging narcissist for you. And if you avoid the red flags because you just want to be with someone, you just want a relationship, and you've been with this person for a while, and you just think, oh, I've bagged her, I may as well, just put up with it and keep going. Because the world tells you, oh, when you get married, your wife's just going to hate you. It's just how it is. And so a lot of time people put up with it, it's just like, oh yeah, it's just expected. And you get all these sick jokes on the internet. Sometimes I just scroll past and discuss, because it's things like how the husband should be afraid of the wife and all these things. It's like, are you a man or what? Why would you be afraid of your wife? Like, it's just sick, And I want to read from Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verses 2 to 11. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher, vanity of vanities. All is vanity. What does man gain by all the toil at which he toils under the sun? A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises and the sun goes down, and hastens to the place where it rises. The wind blows to the south and goes around to the north. Around and around goes the wind, and on its circuits the wind returns. All streams run to the sea, but the sea is not full. To the place where the streams flow, there they flow again. All things are full of weariness. A man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done. And there is nothing new under the sun. Is there a thing of which it is said, see, this is new? It has been already in the ages before us. There is no remembrance of former things, nor will there be any remembrance of later things, yet to be among those who come after. So, spending a lifetime with someone that hates you is just vanity, and everything you do for them will never be appreciated, and it will just end up, you're going to die, and you won't have anyone at your funeral because they would have already smeared everyone and made them hate you. So you're best getting away from these kinds of people. And see, with a narcissist, like the only way they can get help, and this includes from God, like Almighty God comes into their dreams, into the quiet moments of their life and says, hey, you're doing the wrong thing. You need to rethink this, otherwise the judgment's coming. And they still won't listen. They're stubborn, they're really stiff-necked, and they will just, some are stubborner than others. Mine's super stubborn. And if they will not willingly accept help, like if they do not say, hey, I've done a lot of bad things, I want to change, then they will never change. So even if you're a Christian that says God can do the impossible, he can, but he never takes someone's free will away from them. Now, there's a guy I sometimes listen to on YouTube that he is a diagnosed narcissist, and he even says, look, the reason I'm getting therapy is because I chose to do it. He said, I read some books and I actually made the choice to go into therapy. Now, this guy's been in there for about 8 years, and he sounds much better. Like he doesn't sound like a full narcissist, but it still sounds like he's got some traits to work on. But he's been like a godsend, because hearing from an actual narcissist about what they do from their actual mouth is great. It's really, it really helps you see into their mind, sort of thing. And you just got to learn that there's no changing them. And as a victim, it's your choice how long you want to stay as that victim. Do you want to just trust in God and say, look, God, lead me out of here? Or do you just want to keep thinking they're going to get better? Because every time you're thinking they're going to get better, they're looking for another notch on their belt. Like they're looking for someone else to sleep with. And, I've been with my narcissist, I've been with her for 3.5 years. And I'm just, like, scared about how many men she's blown through. Like, it would have been a lot. And that's only 3.5 years. So if you've been there for longer, they would just have so many bodies. They'd have to climb over the bodies to get to the front of the line. So just leave these people in the dust. Like, God doesn't sanctify a marriage or a relationship with a narcissist, because they never give themselves to you. They never actually, even if they say their vows, they're always looking for someone else. They're cheating as soon as they've said their vows, because they're already on their phone talking to someone else, which is cheating. Like when I was in my relationship with my narcissist, I would go as far as not to talk to other women. Like if they messaged me on Facebook, I'd be real careful and I'd shut them down. And in public, like there was a few of her friends that were also narcs. One of them would try and get close to me, and I would talk to her, but I would keep about a metre distance between us, so I couldn't even be accused of anything, you know. And it's just, I felt that was my duty as a husband, to be faithful, you know. But they never think like this. So God does not sanction a marriage. Like if you imagine you had like an agreement with someone and you just lied about everything and you broke every rule in that agreement, do you think you'd have to keep it? No, you don't. But take it to God and get out of there. God bless all of you, and remember, Jesus loves you, I love you, and have a blessed day.